According to the legend, Nang Tani was once a living woman who experienced a tragic fate near a banana tree, often due to dying during childbirth. This unfortunate event bound her spirit to the banana tree, leading to her transformation into a ghostly entity. Nang Tani's appearance is both enchanting and haunting. She is portrayed as a beautiful woman, dressed in traditional Thai attire, with long flowing hair. Yet, her true nature is revealed by her greenish complexion and the eerie fact that she hovers slightly above the ground, rather than walking like a living person. This ghostly apparition emerges during the nighttime, particularly on moonlit nights. She is believed to wander near banana groves, emitting unsettling sounds that mimic the rustling of banana leaves, or even the sound of a crying baby. These mysterious and unsettling noises are said to send shivers down the spines of those who hear them.
Have you ever heard of the Thai urban legend of Nang Tani? Nang Tani was once a young woman who tragically lost her life during childbirth. Following her untimely death, her spirit became bound to a banana tree, transforming her into a ghostly presence that continues to haunt certain areas of Thailand. Described as a beautiful and enchanting figure, Nang Tani appears dressed in traditional Thai attire, adorned with jewelry and radiating an otherworldly aura. Her ethereal appearance masks her vengeful nature as she seeks to maintain a connection with the mortal realm. Nang Tani is most active during the night, when she detaches herself from the banana tree and floats through the air. She often chooses to appear near banana plantations or rural areas where the trees grow abundantly. With her seductive charm, she entices unsuspecting passerby, drawing them closer with her allure. Encountering Nang Tani can have dire consequences. Some accounts tell of people falling under her spell, unable to resist her beauty, and becoming entranced by her presence. Those who succumb to her charms may face illness, misfortune, or even death. Others believe that encountering her can lead to a string of bad luck that follows them throughout their lives. To protect themselves from the haunting presence of Nang Tani, locals adhere to various precautions. They may avoid traversing banana plantations after dark or carry protective amulets and charms. It is also believed that tying a red or white string around the banana tree can serve as a deterrent, warding off Nang Tani's influence. Have you ever heard of the Thai ghost story of Mae Nak? Mae Nak is a haunting and captivating Thai ghost story that has captured the imagination of generations. The legend unfolds during a period of war and centers around the love between Mak and Nak, a devoted couple facing separation due to Mak's military service. Nak becomes pregnant in Mak's absence, but tragically, she dies during childbirth. However, Nak's love for her family is so profound that her spirit remains tethered to the earthly realm. When Mak returns home, he is overjoyed to be reunited with Nak, seemingly unaware of her supernatural state. Despite the warnings of neighbors, who recognize Nak's spectral nature, Mak persists in living with her. Eerie occurrences begin to disturb their seemingly idyllic life, prompting Mak to eventually uncover the truth of Nak's death and her ghostly existence. Fearing for his safety and that of their child, Mak seeks the assistance of an exorcist. With the exorcist's guidance, Mak and a group of villagers perform a ritual to capture Nak's vengeful spirit. The ritual succeeds, containing Nak within a pot. To ensure her spirit remains imprisoned, the pot is submerged in a canal. The story of Mae Nak delves into the themes of love, loyalty, and the supernatural. It has been a wellspring of inspiration for Thai literature, cinema, and other forms of artistic expression. This timeless tale speaks to the enduring power of love and the lengths to which individuals will go to protect their loved ones, even in the face of death and the unknown.
Phi Lang Kluang, the hollow-backed ghost. Phi Lang Kluang are ghosts in the south of Thailand. These spirits are said to be particularly prevalent in the southern regions of Thailand, where they are believed to reside near waterfalls and in cool, secluded places. These supernatural beings are known for their distinctive and unsettling characteristic, a hollow or gaping wound that runs through their bodies. When they initially interact with humans, Phi Lang Kluang may appear normal. However, their true nature is revealed when they ask someone to scratch their back. Upon doing so, the shocking sight of a hollow wound filled with maggots, worms, and millipedes becomes apparent.
Did you know that the Naga is a serpentine dragon-like creatures often depicted with multiple heads? Nagas are believed to be protectors of water sources and are commonly found in Thai temples and religious art.
Global Tales of Terror, Kumanthang. In this series, we will explore some of the most spine-chilling and hair-raising urban legends from around the globe. From the Japanese Kukusekana to the Mexican La Llorona, we will delve into the origins of these legends and the stories that have made them so terrifying. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be scared out of your wits. And today's story is about Kumanthang. Kumanthang is a household divinity of Thai folk religion. It is believed to bring luck and fortune to the owner if properly revered. Kuman, or Kumara, means sanctified young boy, female Kumari, Thang means golden. The origin of making Kumanthang seems to be found in the folk legend Kunchang Kunfain, which is based on the life of a soldier in the Ayutthaya era. The story goes that Kunfain, a high-ranking soldier close to the king, earns the favor of a powerful sorcerer. The sorcerer takes such a liking to Kunfain that he offers his daughter in marriage. Kunfain discovers that his wife has been commanded by her father to poison him, and in a vengeful rage, Kunfain cuts his own child out of his wife. With the bloody fetus in hand, Kunfain performs black magic rituals on it to bring it to life. I'm interested in hearing about the urban legends that keep you up at night. Let me know where you're from in the comments below. I may share the next one from your country.
This is going to be the last of my Thai ghost series. If you're scared of ghosts, I would suggest you scroll away for this one. Today we're going to talk about Pi Tai Hong. These are the spirits of people that have suffered a violent or cruel death. Thais believe in reincarnation, but Pi Tai Hong died so abruptly and so violently that they weren't ready to leave. Their spirit stays in a constant state of anger and turmoil, and they're not ready to be reborn. They're vengeful, they're restless, and many times they're looking for someone to take their place. I know the story of a man who was driving to see his friend one night. There were very few cars and lights on the road ahead of him. As he was driving, his headlights caught a figure in the middle of the road. What is that? He couldn't tell, but as he drove closer, he realized that it was a woman standing on the road in front of him. He flashed his headlights, but she would not move. She stood there in the middle of the road, just staring at him. His car kept getting closer and closer and closer, and he really didn't know what to do. He flashed his headlights again, and she still wouldn't move. He got even closer, and at the very last minute, he decided to swerve and go around her. As he drove off, he saw her still standing in the middle of the road. He turned the corner and got to his friend's house. He then told his friend about the woman that he saw in the middle of the road. "It's a good thing you swerved," his friend said. "There was a woman that died there a few weeks ago in a horrible, horrible accident. People say she's just waiting for someone else to die there and take her place."
So I want to tell you a little bit of a horror story from living in Thailand, right? So I don't recommend doing this, but night out, one of my friends was on a couple of years ago. Basically decided to get on the Charlie. Got a nice little bag, got it delivered from outside from one of the brothers. Basically went back in the pub, came back out the pub. Not too long after, police were waiting for him. Knew who he was, knew what he had. Game over. Took him down to the police station. Obviously then the negotiation carried on. What you've got there is a possible fine of quite a substantial amount of money. So this fine was initially started at 200,000 baht. Obviously he didn't have a 200k. So it led to a bit of problems. Had to call my old boss down, who basically bailed him out and managed to get the fine down to 100k, which he had in cash out of the bank. So moral of the story is, don't do it. If you are gonna, careful where you buy from. Yeah, so in the end ended up with 100,000 baht debt to the boss, or he would have been in jail for a long, long time.
Hey, what's up? I want to share a travel story with you that I experienced 4 years ago as an 18-year-old, fresh out of high school, little baby 18-year-old, where I backpacked Thailand with two of my best friends. So this story takes place on the dark streets of Bangkok at night as a very drunk 18-year-old. Before I start, I hate Bangkok. I will never go back there, and this story will probably explain why. Okay, so before I start the story, I want to say always trust your gut, especially when traveling, and try and imagine yourself as an 18-year-old in this scenario, this situation, and see what you would do. So it's our third day in the country, and we wanted to go clubbing. We'd never gone before. We were set out to do it, and that's what we did. So nighttime comes, and we're looking for a taxi to take us to this giant club. And we end up bargaining with a taxi driver, and he gives us an insane price, like way too good of a price. So it's a 40-minute cab ride from Khao San Road. If you know, you know. And in the cab ride, I started to get a bad gut feeling. I was like, this just feels off. So I went on my phone, and I searched up Google Maps to the club to just see if we were on the right track, which we were at the time, but I just still felt weird. Shortly after that, he took us to a alleyway. Like this alleyway, it looked like a New York City big alleyway, smelled like shit, like the place where like Batman's parents got murked, like some shit like that. So he kicks us out of the cab and demands 2,000 baht. We're like, dude, what's going on here? What do you mean? And then from the corner of my eye, I see like 3 big Thai dudes. Now, Thai people are typically smaller, so these dudes were clearly over 6 feet. They're big and they had tattoos. I was like, oh shit, and I was like, sprint, run, and we run out of the alleyway, and we're obviously very shaken up at this point. We're like, holy fuck, I can't believe that just happened. So we realize we're about 40 minutes away from Khao San Road and about 15 minutes walking to the club, and we are in downtown Bangkok. I don't know where this was. So as some drunk 18-year-olds jacked up on adrenaline at this point, we're like, let's just walk to the club. We'll get there sooner. So that's what we do. And about a block away from the club, around the corner, 2 stern-looking policemen in uniform come up to us and they start yelling at us, like voice raised, yelling at us, but they don't speak a word of English. So we're like, I don't know what they're saying, I don't know what's going on. So we just put our hands up, and we're like visibly shaking at this point. We're like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. And they start motioning at us in our pockets to like take our wallets and our phones out. We put them on the ground. Again, we're still like, holy fuck. And in my head at this point, I'm thinking, I almost just got abducted, and now I'm going to Thai prison. So they start searching through our wallets. I'm sure they were looking for like baggies of like cocaine or pills or something, which we had none of that on us. And then after, they miraculously motion us to like pick our stuff up and keep walking, and that's exactly what we do. And we keep walking for another block or so, didn't say a word to each other, just complete silence. Like imagine 3 kids on a sidewalk, complete silence, just so shaken up with what's just happened. So we end up getting to the club, we get in line, we wait in line, and then we get to the front of the club where they ID us and they don't even let us in. So we did all of that and we didn't even get let in. We ended up paying full price for a taxi to take us back to Khao San Road, and it was a silent ride home. But this story does have a little bit of a happy ending. We ended up meeting our travel buddy for the rest of our trip that very same night, and the rest of the night went smooth. But I say this story to say, trust your gut, especially when traveling. Like almost off rip, I just felt weird. And this was definitely an adrenaline-filled life lesson for a 18-year-old kid with 0 real-world experience. I mean, this was our 3rd day in the country. So, yeah, do with this information what you will, and, yeah, have fun. Oh, I would still say go traveling. Like, this was one of the best learning experiences of my life, and that trip was...
The Paranormal Chick here. Take a look at this interesting video. This was recorded by Damien Ming. He was out mountain biking with a friend in Thailand, in a resort town in Thailand. Normal outing, nothing unusual, until the end when they capture, initially they hear what sounds like a woman screaming. And as they continue recording, they realize they recorded something else, something outworldly, something.
Spirits in Thailand, P.am. P.am is a ghost who is said to sit on the chest of people while they are sleeping. If you ever suffered from sleep paralysis like me, it is said to be caused by this ghost. P.am is said to only attack men and not women. Sexist. So to avoid them, the men would need to put on lipstick before going to bed. This would trick the spirit into thinking you're a woman and they would not dare to sit on your chest.